Welcome guys, my name is Amanda, also known as Amateurist, and today I'll be exploring my diagnosis journey with you. This might be a little bit longer video or it might be shorter video depending how quickly I how I talk about my experiences with all the psychologists, therapists, counselors, and psychiatrists that I have gone through. I wrote down the listing and timing that I have going through my journey because I'm very forgetful and I did not want to forget anything important, at least. So yeah, for those who are new, I am diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, depressed type with borderline personality disorder. And it all started back in 2009. I was gonna say 2019, that's not right at all. It was 2009, the year I was supposed to graduate as a senior from high school. I had fainted in class. Now before that, I was hearing voices, I had severe delusions, that sort of situation where I noticed that I wasn't exactly normal from the regular people or from normal people who do not have mental illness. And I had a friend who was trying to diagnose me because she wanted to become a psychologist when she got older. And she was talking to her psychology teacher at the time. I think it was her teacher. Or someone she knew who studied psychology, I don't know. But she said that I suffered from major depressive disorder and possibly schizophrenia. And those are the only things I could go off of for a time period because I didn't study that stuff much back then. I was studying disorders, but not exactly just schizophrenia, major depressive, bipolar, or borderline. I just was studying a whole bunch of different ones through the use of my books. So I fainted in 2009, possibly had a seizure from what some of the students who saw me faint experienced, but I wasn't diagnosed with seizures because they took the test 2 weeks after I had the issue. So don't know why if you would pick up anything that far away from the time that I had the issue. But they sent me to a neurologist. And she put me on a whole bunch of different antidepressants, which usually just made me fall asleep a lot. Like, I was sleeping a lot. And I would get off of them very quickly. I didn't give them a long enough time to really work. So then I told her one day that, what am I supposed to do with the voices? And she's like, voices? I'm like, yeah, I hear voices. I'm pretty sure I brought it up to her once before and she just kind of ignored it. Pushed it out to the side kind of situation. But this time she took it seriously and she recommended me to a psychologist. He was a man. I didn't see him very often. I saw him maybe 3 times. And during those 3 times he said that I was a paranoid schizophrenic. And I stopped seeing him because he was expensive. And I just felt uncomfortable in his presence. I don't know why. I just didn't feel comfortable in his presence. So I stopped seeing him. And I started believing that I was paranoid schizophrenic with bipolar, which I did not know for a long time equals that you are schizoaffective. Sorry about the first video I ever made where I was saying I was schizophrenic and bipolar. It is true if you're schizophrenic bipolar that you're normally schizoaffective with a bipolar type. So, I did not know that. News to me. I am not a doctor. I'm just going off of experience. I went years without treatment and my condition just got really worse. Like, I started seeing things, my delusions got really bad. I had very bad temperamental and abandonment issues with my girlfriend at the time, which led to me believing I was bipolar, but in reality I was borderline personality disorder, which makes a lot of sense now that I have learned what that means. During the time I was dating my girlfriend, I think I was with my girlfriend, or maybe it was the beginning I was dating with Zach. I don't remember. But I saw a therapist once. I tried to describe to her what I saw. She didn't diagnose me with anything. I just saw her once and that was it. We talked to her a little bit and went away. And then I went to a psychiatrist when I was dating Zach when he was working at Walmart. and I got a test done to see what medications were proper for me, like that I could take without issue, and which ones that were a little bit more of a warning I shouldn't be taking. She sent me to a therapist who was the one who brought up borderline personality disorder to me. Now, my psychiatrist never, at that time, never diagnosed me with anything that I know about. She never told me that I was anything or that I was potentially anything. She just was typing at her computer the entire time, which irked me a little bit because I feel like you need to talk to your people more than just typing at your computer. And I understand that you need to type in information that they're telling you, but she also picked up her phone and talked to someone on the phone when I was talking to her at the time of an appointment. So it's kind of like, you're not that professional, I don't like you. So I stopped seeing her, and I only saw that therapist once as well, but I took in mind of borderline personality disorder. I started researching it more, and I was like, that makes more sense than bipolar. So at that point, I thought I was schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic with borderline personality disorder. At that point, later on in 2017, February, I think, we moved to Georgia, which I am here now, and I started seeing a psychiatrist, or she's called something else, like a nurse of something, where they can diagnose you and give you medication as well. But I always called her my psychiatrist because whenever I called them, I was like, I need to see my psychiatrist at this particular date, and they never corrected me. So I just always assumed she's my psychiatrist. But I looked her up one time and it said she was something else. I was like, oh, well, they never corrected me, so you're my psychiatrist now. But they basically do the same thing. They just have I think a lower PhD or something like that, degree in it. And they can study up to become the psychiatrist, like that, or something along those lines. Oh, but by the way, the psychiatrist down in Florida gave me a whole bunch of different medications I was on. Serotonin, Geodon, which, my god, knocked me out quick. I was dead tired whenever I was on Geodon. But apparently it works very well for people with schizophrenia. I just did not take it long enough because I was driving a lot at that time period, so I was like, I can't be falling asleep while I'm taking this medication while I'm driving. So I stopped taking that medication because of that. She gave me a lot of different ones. I don't remember them all, but I have them. I have the bottles in the heater room, so I know that I took a lot of them. Abilify was another one that I took quite often throughout the years that I was seeing these doctors, and that's what I'm on currently. Anyway, the psychiatrist in Georgia. I was seeing one woman first. She was super sweet. She helped me through a lot. She put me on different medications as well. I think I've been like 3 or 4 different medications with her. And then I suffered from an anxiety breakdown, and she helped me through that with anti-anxiety pills, and those did not work for me whatsoever. And then she got moved to a different place, a different location in Georgia. So I got a new psychiatrist who put me on different medications as well. And I wasn't on anti-anxiety medication after that because, well, I wasn't suffering that badly from it. I still suffer from anxiety, and it's still pretty bad, but I was like, you know, I'm not going to take those anti-anxiety pills because they made me way worse than I was originally. She diagnosed me with schizoaffective disorder, and anxiety disorder. I don't know which one. Did I say anti-schizophrenic or anxiety? What did I say? I'm sorry, I blanked out completely. She diagnosed me with schizoaffective disorder, depressed type, with borderline personality disorder, because I brought them up and she said, yeah, you fit the bill for that. And she also diagnosed me with an anxiety disorder, but I just always push that disorder to the side because it's not nearly as bad as it was. I don't think it was really a disorder. I think it was just something that happened in my life that didn't go away for a long period of time. So it just, I don't suffer from it as much anymore. I still get anxiety, but not nearly as bad as it was. It was horrendous. It was so bad. But I'm much better now. But that is my journey. I still see that psychiatrist now. But I see her, I don't really see her, I call her, and she calls me. Because her office is quite far away from where I live currently. It's like an hour away, and I'm like, I don't want to drive that far. Just call me. Just call me and make sure that I'm okay, make sure my medication is still doing good, and we should be good. Still cost me an arm and a leg to pay for that one 10-minute call. But it's better than driving the hour, in my opinion, and wasting the gas and then paying that much again, if you know what I'm saying. So that's my journey, my diagnosis journey. I think I went through that pretty fast. I was expecting it to be way longer because my memory sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad, and I try to remember all the experiences that I experienced so I can tell you guys about it. But my memory's not that great. But I wrote down like the timeline basically, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this has helped in some way. Maybe comforted you in a way if you're schizophrenic, that it's okay to see multiple psychiatrists and then finding the right one for you. You just gotta keep finding one for you and you feel right with, and sometimes you might not feel right with any of them because it's just, sometimes it's just your mental illness taking over and controlling the way you feel. But you still need to get on antipsychotics if you're schizophrenic to help deal with the issues and render the problems you're having. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.